Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Functional Times. I'm Michael Cornett. I am joined today with Adrian Adams from Smart Chalk, which if you don't know about it yet, you get to find out all about the product today. This is not a paid promotion, but I do think that it's a really cool product. And to my knowledge, it's new. Adrian, is it new?
I mean, it's new to the market, yes.
New to the market. Okay.
Yeah, took a long time to develop it, so it's new to the market.
All right, so give us a quick breakdown. What is Smart Chalk?
So Smart Chalk started out because we are affiliate owners, CrossFit gym owners, and we saw a need for the mess. Like there was just chalk everywhere. So we decided to create an idea behind the idea of having an individualized chalk bucket, kind of chalk bucket of your own. The biggest thing that we started realizing throughout this whole process was the type of chalk that is being used is not as clean. So it turned into this whole development of an actual specific type of chalk. And then it kind of has now progressed into a very sanitary way to actually keep your gym safe from anything that's coming in like COVID. So it's just kind of, the timing of it has been really interesting for us because we created it, 4 years ago. We haven't used a chalk bucket in our gym for 4 years. So we've kind of vetoed chalk buckets for a long time just because of sanitation purposes alone. And so we went through that process and now we're here to kind of bring it to market.
Okay. So I'm trying to describe for people that will be listening and not watching. Essentially, the chalk bucket. Okay, yeah. So there's people that are watching. I'm looking at it. Almost looks like if you took a pepper shaker and a protein shaker, and they had a little metal baby, complete with the with the shaker ball and all. That's essentially what it looks like. The Smart Chalk
with the magnetic base, right?
What do we call it? A bucket? Do we call it a bucket?
It's called iChalk.
iChalk. Okay. So you don't have a big bucket to where everybody is sticking their bloody hands down in after they rip on the rig.
They're really easy to also just clean, like with a wipe, through between classes, or to have at your home gym. Usually stick on your rig because it's magnetized, so that makes it really easy to find. The blender ball is custom sized specifically for this to keep the chalk broken up if for some reason it gets into little balls or anything like that. It's also kind of also aesthetically, it makes it look cool too, right? So but it does fit perfectly for it. We went through like 3 different size samples and this was the final size because sometimes they were too big and they wouldn't let the chalk actually come out appropriately. So
okay, so I am little known to the audience, a biochemistry major, which means absolutely nothing, but it sounds cool and relevant to the fact that we're gonna get sciencey here for a second.
Yeah, the chalk is
yeah.
the chalk, and I'm not, for the record, like I am not science. Like I skipped school, so it's funny that now I'm like talking like CMgO3, like magnesium carbonate. I'm like, I have no idea what any of these things are. So if I look down, it's because of my notes, like because I know the type of chalk we have now. But when I started this, it was literally just to provide a solution to a very disgusting problem that's going around in gyms all over, not even just CrossFit gyms or functional fitness gyms, but even like gymnastic studios, college, weightlifting rooms and stuff like that. So a lot can be spread through sweat and blood, and there's just not anything out there that I feel like was a solid solution. So that's kind of so my husband and I have never created anything to make money. We just do it to help people. And so our way was to kind of we felt like we actually could help the fitness community. So that's kind of like was our big start.
And just to be really, really clear, you're talking about the sanitation being literally chalk everywhere. It's a mess. You got to clean it up off the floor,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely chalk. Yeah, it's definitely chalk. So you're going to spill some, but it's not anywhere near the same as like a big chalk bucket being in the middle of a gym. Someone knocks it over, the blocks go everywhere. The block chalk goes everywhere. Someone steps on it and then that's wasted. I mean, 2 blocks of chalk is $5.99. So it's extremely expensive too. So we also wanted to find a way to help affiliate owners or gym owners out to not spend as much money on chalk. So we created that process as well to where they are actually saving on chalk rather than spending so much on it every single single month, so they can save money. So that's also a big plus.
And the sciencey part that we were talking about, and I read this, I don't know if it's on your website or where it was, but essentially you were saying most chalk out there is made of something, and your guys
yeah. So there's magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate. So that's the biggest difference between chalk, and ours is the magnesium carbonate. So the calcium carbonate can only, like, it actually only contains 30 to 70% calcium carbonate. So ours is like 99.9% pure food grade. So like when women buy mineral makeup, like Bare Minerals and mineral makeup, that it's the same quality. Our chalk is the same quality as that. So breathing it in, going in through your skin and stuff like that, and through your hands it's a lot safer. Also antimicrobial.
Okay, so it's antimicrobial, it's safer. And then the thing that I've noticed what you were talking about is it doesn't hold the moisture. So
correct. Yeah.
Like sometimes the chalk gets cakey, and the whole point of you putting chalk on your hands is to have it dry.
That's what took about a year for us to create with the chalk, because we've tried a lot of different chalks out to see. One, we didn't want a huge layer that would have to go on it, again, because wasteful. So calcium carbonate actually attaches to water, causing the surface to feel moist and slimy, and that does not equivalent to a barbell or a rig of any sorts, right? So when you use that magnesium carbonate, it does the complete opposite. So that's what we use in the USA. Clean, we know where it's from. If you want to go even any further, if somebody wants to look into this, the block chalk is also very not good for you. They've connected cancer qualities to it. They don't use it in a lot of schools anymore because of that. So that's a whole avenue that I really don't want to go down, because I'm not here to cause any destruction to, you know what I mean?
You don't want to bash anybody else. You want to highlight what's different.
Yeah. I feel like there's there's never been really a solution to the problem. So I feel like it's this dirty secret in gyms around, the world, that no one really talks about it because no one really knows what to do, right? But chalk buckets are freaking gross, they are, and it is what it is. So, and our members when they drop into other gyms, they will not use a chalk bucket. They ask to take an eye chalk with them, or they don't use it at all. They'd rather just kind of keep their own thing. So we usually have about 24 of these at a time that going around our gym. And right now everyone has their own individual one because of COVID. They have their own station with their own caddy, and they have an eye chalk in each one. And after each class, they're sanitized and switched out. We have got 12 on the floor and 12 on the backup. And then we kind of switch back and forth. So we've kind of set it up to where gym owners can do that as well, or they can sell it. So whatever they want to do.
And so what you're saying there is that either you're having gyms purchase them for their members, or they can resell them to the members if they want to buy them.
Yeah, the wholesale thing is something that's new for us. Okay. All of it's new, honestly, but the wholesale was a way just for my husband and I, we have a small business, and with what's going on, the gym being closed down, it's been super difficult for us. So we were just trying to find a way of what we could do. I take the cost as low as possible to where gym owners could actually make some money and sell it to their members, and then also not have to buy chalk themselves. So we've had some really good success with that. And we have a lot of gym owners that are really grateful to have another, way of making some income right now with how difficult it is. So that's been a blessing for us to be able to do that for people too. So
definitely. So if I'm buying at retail, roughly what does it cost for one?
So the 10 is about $10.99.
Okay.
Just the 10, and then you can decide, depending how much chalk you want to get, on the type, how much chalk you want. It goes anywhere from 1 ounce, 2.5 ounce, 5 ounce, 7.5 ounces, 10 ounces, all the way up. So
how much can you put in that? How big is that container that we're looking at?
This container, you don't want to really put more than half an ounce or a little bit more, because if you get it too high, the ball sits up and then it won't come out of the spout. So usually, and also, people always ask how long it's going to last, and it really depends on the person. It depends on how much chalk you use, how often you work out. But it lasts a lot longer than a block chalk, for sure.
So that would last me probably about 3 weeks. It would last my wife about 3 workouts. She likes to just put it on her hands, up her arms, arms. Yeah, handstand push-ups. Monster? Yes, she is. Literally, handstand push-ups was in a workout. That was the only thing. I'm like, what what are you doing with the chalk? She
I
was like,
love
I
when
don't want
I
to slip when I flip upside down. And I'm like, I don't know.
I love it. That's great. I
Yeah.
love it when we have handstand push-ups in our workouts at the gym, and I show up and I'm like, why there's so much chalk? Like,
So
what is going
she's not
on?
alone. She's not alone. That's what
Oh
you're telling
no,
me.
definitely not. I
Okay.
mean, my husband always, everyone always gets mad because our floors, we clean our floors all the time, especially right now. But even before COVID, we're pretty, Nazi. Like we definitely keep our gym very clean. We don't like a mess. And he like literally there was chalk everywhere. And everyone was like, what did you do? We just cleaned the floors. And he programmed like snatch with handstand push, something like a combination that, or like a dumbbell snatch where people just, or kettlebell swings with handstand push-ups. And he always does that combination like the days the floors get cleaned. And they're just, but this chalk really cleans up really well too. Like all we do is take a rag and like wring some water and it wipes right up because of that magnesium carbonate. So it's a lot easier to clean up as well because it's not sticky.
All right. And then you mentioned antimicrobial. Did I see, and maybe I'm just making this up in my head, but did I see that it's antibacterial or you can add some antibacterial to it, or am I crazy?
That's a great question. I don't know that I would like to claim that.
Okay.
I would have to ask my sciencey business partner that
Gotcha.
does all that. Yeah. He's
Okay,
like the genius part of it. So
yeah, I got the one, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, okay, is it
I mean, if it
antibacterial too?
goes
Because
on
that
your
would be
face,
cool.
I mean, I don't know. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like it's same grade as far as that goes.
But it's
There's a good
definitely more
chance
sanitary in that we're not sharing chalk, or we're
for
not sharing
sure.
germs.
I mean, either way, it's a much cleaner product. Like it's that breathing it in is safe. Getting it on your skin is safe. But yeah, I'm sure that the antibacterial properties, I'm not sure what we would have to add to it to create that if that's the case and what that would look like. I mean, that might be something that it's already been done. I don't
Yeah,
know.
who knows?
So,
All right.
but thank
So
you for giving me another thing to check in
yeah,
on.
send me my cut whenever you do.
Yeah.
But I'm just kidding. So how did you guys even start to come up with this concept? I mean, obviously you are gym owners, so you see the mess, you see the need, but like what made you think, oh, I can create these individual chalk buckets, if we want to call it that, the eye chalk that even have the magnetic to, I mean, where does all that come from?
I'm trying to think back because like the starting goal and the end goal, which we're working on a patent right now, is a dispensary system, which is where this all started. Was me wanting to create a dispensary system like that attaches to the wall and it's automatic, and this chalk comes out and you kind of rub it together, and that's the end goal, and that's where we started from. So we tried to create something that we could to boost the name and kind of bring income in so that we could actually start saving money to develop the dispensary system, which is extremely expensive. I mean, we've pretty much gone through, I think, 7 different trials in the dispensary system. So we're in the process of that. And I think that one day my business partner and I were just talking about it, and it just kind of just built on. Like it's kind of like was very natural, and the way all like the blender ball, all of it kind of came slowly, right? We'd be like, we should create something like that has a base, a magnetic base, so you know where it's at, and then we should create something that is easily accessible with the hole. We should create something that has a blender ball in it because gym mode, like we all love that, like like protein
Yeah.
shakers, like it just fits, and then we should create our own chalk because chalk is gross. Like we didn't realize how bad that on the market, like when we were trying our goal, we were gonna like kind of co-brand with somebody with chalk. That was our first kind of go. And then we realized that we didn't like any of it. So then we started creating it. So that's kind of where it started from. And it was a solution for our own problem that kind of developed. And then we created it about 4.5 years ago. And then I got pregnant and we were about to launch. I just worked an event, got pregnant, and it's been kind of just chilling for us. Didn't see it after my daughter's a little over 2, she's about 2.5 now. And needless to say, she completely turned our life upside down in a great way, but a very challenging way. And it just didn't seem right yet for me to take this task on because it's extremely hard. A product company, like you watch like Shark Tank, everyone does, right? Like you watch Shark Tank and you see these people like when they get a deal and they just start freaking out and crying and they're just so excited, like because I get it now. Like I knew it was hard, but I had no earthly idea how difficult it is to create a product. And then like, we're working out of our garage, right? On top of already running a gym. So, we come home at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night and we bag up orders. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is, so, but I mean, it's a great way right now, I think to, I don't know. I feel like with all that's going on right now, it's kind of difficult to feel like where you can make a change in helping. And I feel like this is our one little piece of being able to keep people safe and cleaner. So
backtracking even more, how did you guys, how long have y'all been affiliate owners?
A little over 10 years.
Okay. And so how did y'all get into that in the first place? Were y'all fitness background?
That's a long story. That's a good story. So my husband and I, we both were trainers at 24 Hour Fitness. He was a manager. I chose not to be manager. We were at two different gyms. We were both pretty high up there as far as in the training department, pretty well known. I was one of the top trainers in Austin. And then we got headhunted out by Crunch Fitness to actually move to Miami and live on Ocean Drive and bring up their personal training department in that area. So they presented us this, this opportunity on a silver platter. We had been working for 24 Hour Fitness for a very long time. I had clients that had upwards of 130, 160 sessions because every time it was close out, they'd come to me and be like, we need $2,000, we need $3,000. Then one of my clients would just buy more sessions. So me ever going out on my own was like never going to happen. So it was a good way for us to kind of break away and try something new. We moved there. We hated it. We were there for about 7 months. We ran back as fast as we could. We were just not a fan of Miami at all. Like
I didn't know if you meant like the business or the area. But
both of the above. Like when we got there, we had to like fire people immediately. My husband did, and it's just not the type of way he ran his business. So we were pretty off the bat. We were like, what did we do? But it was the biggest blessing because while we were there, all of our clients trained through their PT sessions. And then we got back, they came back to us and we started our own like we just trained out of our apartment, like gym and at tracks. I mean, my husband was training for the CrossFit regionals many times with just a set of rings around like a football post, barbell and kettlebell. That's how he trained for regionals one year on a track. So like that was kind of how we did things for a long time. And we decided to open our little gym. We had not one member, and we didn't for a while. I mean, there was a mini 7 p.m. classes where it was just me, my mom, and like Landon and my sister. Like no one came. So that's where it all came from. So it's been a very interesting journey to get to where we're at right now, to say the least. And there's a lot of other stuff that happened in there, like our moving truck on our way back from Miami kept all of our stuff hostage. We lived on a mattress for like 4 months with all of our stuff. It was a mess. Like we were like, what is going on? Like it was so crazy. Do you ever watch Storage Wars?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Yes. I don't know if anyone is a nerd like us and we watch that kind of stuff, but those auctions that they do is what I'm talking about. Like they kept telling us, if you don't pay us $26,000 for your delivery, then we're going to put all your stuff in auction. I had to get lawyers involved. Like it was crazy. It's like this whole other world. So everyone that's listening, if you do decide to move and use movers, just make sure you read every single line of the contract, because they have like certain sentences where literally like the price is not fixed. And they go there and when they weigh the stuff at the truck stations, they pay people to lie and say how much it weighs. And then you're screwed with like a $26,000 bill. It's insane. Wow. Yeah. So we lived on a mattress for like 4 or 5 months in our friend's house while we were like trying to figure out what we were going to do to make money. So, and then we opened our little side. We've expanded onto our gym 3 times. We're actually in the process of a 4th expansion that started before COVID. So it's kind of like paused a little bit right now. And then we created Smart Shop. So
Well, congrats on, going from nobody and you and your family at 7 p.m. to I'm assuming that you've grown a lot if you're having your fourth expansion. So
Yeah, we've
what it,
grown a lot, and then we've even downsized. We've gone through a lot of shifting in our affiliate because we just want to know everyone's name, and we've always wanted a very small, tight knit community. So we kind of run a really different operation than I think a lot of people do, and that's fine. And that's the beauty of it, right? Everyone can kind of do what they feel is best, and for them, everyone's different. So,
yeah.
but yeah, the hardest thing I've ever done is have a kid and be a mom, for the record. Owning a
That
business,
is,
everything. Owning a business, I really thought that was like so hard, and I had absolutely no idea. So it's been a very humbling experience for my husband and I, who he's 39, I'm 37, so we waited a while, and we were always like, "Why don't you just come work out?" Like, I don't get it, and now we're like, "Oh, his kids actually really kind of mess things up a little bit when it comes to like time. Like, we're getting it
yes.
now, right?"
Yes, it becomes like, when you're, I guess, before children, you kind of plan your schedule however you want to do. And it's
Oh
all
my God.
about you, right? You don't realize how much
It's
free time you
crazy.
have. You don't have much
I don't
time.
even know what I would do right now. Like, if I did not,
Yeah.
we talk about that. We're like, if we don't have our kid, what will we do? And we don't even know. Like, whenever
Yeah.
we don't have her, we just sit there and we're like, what? Like, just go eat. I guess we'll go eat. Like, we don't know. It's hard to think about life for her. Like, we worked a lot. I worked like 12, 13-hour days. So I guess I just filled my time with work, right? So, I
Yeah,
mean, it's just,
that time gets used with something, and that's what
yeah.
we laugh now about. Like, people talk about binging through Netflix series or whatever it may be, and these days we're doing good. Like, if we make it through one episode of something when we lay down in bed,
Yeah.
we're doing really good.
We're doing
We're
good.
we're before kids. We may watch 4 episodes,
In a
after we get
row.
off
That was
work. Yeah,
awesome
exactly.
too.
Yeah.
It was
No, I'm
great.
not. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying we
Yeah.
don't have that ability to do that
I don't
anymore.
know the last time we watched a full movie, man. Just a full movie. Like,
Yeah,
like we haven't gone to the movie theater in I don't even know how long.
that's what I was
Like
about to say. Now, going to the movies is like a whole nother, because it's like, all right, if I go to
you're
the
getting
movies,
close. You're getting close to where you'll be able to take both your kids to the movies. Like, you're in like the 2 to 3 year
uh,
range, right?
yeah, I mean, so I have my youngest is 3, my oldest is 7, so we technically can, but not to necessarily a movie that we want to go see, or date night or whatever. And that's my whole deal. Like, for people, listen, all of you people out there that don't have kids yet, just think about the scenario. And I'm super cheap, by the way. So if I'm going to a movie, movies are expensive enough in itself. But if you're going to go to a movie and maybe have dinner before, then you're talking about a minimum of like 4 or 5 hours with a babysitter. So just add that cost on top of date night. And
It's
I
not a
mean,
fun thing to add up.
no,
Like,
it's like, it used to be called like $150. I don't know, depending on where you live. Just add it,
yeah,
just double it wherever you're
yeah,
at.
for sure.
So,
But it's worth every penny, man.
yes, it is, and that's what
It
I.
is.
So I'm not a morning person at all, but I wake up at 4:30 a.m. now to go to the 5 o'clock a.m. class so that I could get back, hang out with the kids a little bit before their school starts, and then that way when I get off work,
What time do
I'm
you go to bed at night to do that?
not when I should.
I love that answer. Like, when
Like
people, when I ask them, they're like, "Can we just skip
10,
this question?" Yeah, that's not very
10-ish.
much. So you get
Yeah,
what,
six and a
6 hours?
half maybe. Yeah.
I mean, that's not terrible. If you get 7, that would be better. But
Yeah, and so my justification is usually Wednesdays. I'll go to afternoon class, so I'll sleep in a little bit, and then the weekends, Friday, Saturday, I catch up.
you
So
make
like,
up for lost time.
yeah, which doesn't work. But like,
No, it
I'll
doesn't.
be exhausted on Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday after 2 days in a row of that, I'm tired. But then like I get a break and I get a little bit of sleep, and then 2 days again, I'm
That's a
tired.
good thing to think about. Like, just do it 2 days and reboot, do another
Yeah.
2 days. Yeah, that's
Not
good.
healthy. I do not recommend that.
Yeah.
But I just can't get to bed any sooner than that. I really can't. Like 9:30. If I fall
We don't
asleep at
even
nine
eat.
thirty, it's a
We're
miracle.
lucky. We're lucky to eat dinner before 9, man. So I get it.
Yeah,
So with
yeah,
our life, like, yeah, we've been trying to at least get dinner in us by 8:30, and that's been just like a struggle. Like, but we're working on it. But it's just my husband doesn't get home from the gym till 8
yeah.
on a
That's tough.
good, and 8:30 on most nights. So like it's it's difficult. So
So
You got to do with what you got to do.
how you mentioned earlier, but I think before we were officially live that you guys were about to open back up, or you just opened back up?
No, we did open back up. We've been open since the 18th of May.
Okay, 18th of May. All
Yeah.
right. So how did you guys? Did y'all do virtual classes? What was
We
the
had
code
virtual
thing?
classes, virtual BT. Um, it was very difficult. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. It was because we PT and we didn't have a sitter for the baby. So we were like, my husband would coach the 8:30 a.m. class. We have a morning coach. I would coach some of the mornings. We would coach the 8:30 a.m. class. I would PT at 10, then he would PT at 11, then I would PT at 12. In the garage, we just go back and forth. We try to get a workout in if we could, and then same thing. So, and then we had a lot of classes going for a lot of people.
So you
And they
guys
went
did
really,
multiple classes throughout the day?
oh yeah. We
Okay.
kept our same schedule pretty basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then added extra stuff and did a challenge and all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
it was good.
as an affiliate owner, that's great. As a
Well, I'm just,
human being, that's a lot
yeah,
to
so for
undertake.
me, I'm the type of person that um, I just, I have to get what I pay for. Like I'm pretty frugal. And so when I provide a service to somebody and I'm asking them for their money, like I just don't feel right if I'm not giving them more than they deserve. So we just bent over backwards and, not even just to compensate for them paying for us and sticking by our side because they were so awesome to do that, but more than anything, like just to help them because it was such a crazy time that, having a way for them to stick to the nutrition, getting emails and text messages from coaches every week, just checking in on them individually, like just stuff like that, creating just a place where they could go and kind of de-stress was super important to us. So
And then also, while this is going on, I'm assuming you try to take some of that time to get Smart Chalk really up and running. So,
it was really
okay.
good timing.
So my six
It
and a
was
half
great.
hours of sleep was 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 a lot.
I would say that we're pretty good with sleep. We're just really bad at managing stress. So we're learning how to manage that right now. My husband was really, really freaked out about all of this, me wanting to launch it all and do it. But we had 200 units sitting on our garage and we have a ton of chalk that we bought. So I was like, we can help
Yeah.
people. Like it just makes sense. Let's relaunch. And we did. And it's been pretty crazy,
All
ever
right.
since.
So
So
back on that subject, when did you guys relaunch? What was the official relaunch date? Do you remember? Or roughly, like February,
hungry.
March, April?
Oh, no, May.
Okay, May. All right. So we're just talking about last
Yeah. Some
month.
people, some people, yeah. So we sold out within like a week and a half or so. Um, and I didn't really do that much. Like I didn't, meaning I only paid for one ad for like $60, just to practice. Like it was literally a practice ad. And we've done ads for our gyms, but I'd never done a product ad. So I was just learning. I didn't do it on Facebook. I only did it on Instagram. And then I did one post in one of the affiliate owners page, like, on Facebook. And then that's about it. So it kind of got around because of people like gym owners, like they would buy 50 units and they would be sold out. They'd sell out 40 of them before they even got in
Yeah.
stock, like before they even got in their hands to put on their shelves, they would already sell 40 of them. So that's awesome too. Like it feels so good to know that I'm helping out affiliate owners because I know what that feels like right now. Like it's such a scary time. So the wholesale setup, we have it set up for it's really good and we can customize it for each gym, and it's a little confusing because there's so many different options with chalk, like the sizes of bags and stuff like that. But a lot of gym owners will buy like one of the small gym packs so they can have their own to kind of market, it and show it and have it as an option instead of chalk buckets. And then they offer wholesale so that members can buy their own. Or there's other gyms that are like, you can't have chalk buckets, you can't have anything, you can use iChalk, and that's it. We sell them here. So
Yeah.
there's the kind of the two routes that people are going. Because the deal is you can't clean chalk. You can't clean a chalk bucket. You can't clean chalk blocks. So I see all these gym owners like busting their butt, drawing out these lines, right? These tape lines. So everyone has their own box and everyone has their own barbell and everyone has their own kettlebell. Everyone has their own cleaning spray bottle, but like then they have a chalk bucket, right? But everything else is getting cleaned except for the chalk bucket.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, yeah. So then a lot of gym owners have gotten really creative and they have like plastic baggies with block chalk inside of it, you know, and they give one to each member and they kind of keep, and again, we just don't prefer that type of chalk. And this is very, you know, up there.
Right, so but if we're talking about sanitary, strictly sanitary, then even a bag with a block of chalk, unless you're like, that's your own chalk. I mean, if you're handing that back for the next class, that chalk still,
yeah,
people had their hands all over it from the person before. So
correct. And I just don't know if people aren't thinking about it or if they're just giving it to them, you know, like I'm hoping they bring it back next time. And it just, to me, it's just an end all be all option. And it's not that much more expensive to do it. So, and it just looks more professional. You know, I think that, you know, a lot of us affiliate owners pride ourselves on that kind of stuff. So I think that it is what it is, right? I don't want to knock anyone for what they're doing because I think it's all super creative. And I think that gym owners, especially, you know, affiliate owners, are just so awesome and creative and just do whatever they can do for all their members. So I think that what everyone's doing is great. I don't know that a lot of people have this option. I know a lot of people have looked into liquid chalk. We personally tried liquid chalk. We even thought about creating a dispensary system with liquid chalk, but I personally, like, it was sticky. I didn't like how it got stuck to my barbell. Like it was not, I'm just not a fan of it. I like super simple to clean, you know, that kind of idea behind it too. So, and it's, liquid chalk is just really expensive. So it's not super cost effective for a smaller, you know, a small to medium gym owner that just, you know, doesn't have extra cash right now to throw away on stuff like that.
So for somebody out there that maybe is listening or watching that has their own idea for a product, you know, I hear people throw around product ideas all the time. What advice would you give them?
Coming up with an idea is 10% of it. Execution is all of it. I mean, you can have a great idea and it can sit in your garage for 3 years like mine did. I mean, my gym, the people at we've had investors offer to work with us, give us money to just help us because we needed the money. And I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. Cause like I have to feel like it's time for me to take something on. Like, that's just the type of person that I am. I have to be fully prepared. But I mean, they called it dumb chalk instead of smart chalk because it was such a waste because no one knew about it for like 4 years. And they were like, well, okay, you should call it dumb chalk because you're not doing anything with it. And I'm like, we'll do something with it when it's time. Like we're really patient with it. And look, it's paid off. Right?
Yeah, the timing, yeah, couldn't be better.
But yeah, I would just tell people that prepare for the execution to be extremely taxing, but hopefully worth it. I mean, we're in the taxing portion of it. And make sure it's something that you're passionate about. Make sure it's something that you believe in. Make sure it's something that you know is going to change the market, not add to the market. I'm a big believer if you're going to put something out there, it needs to be something that's different and new. Otherwise, it's such a difficult thing to do to create a business like that.
So from and if you're not comfortable or don't want to answer this question, that's fine. But from an outsourcing standpoint, do you have any advice there? Like, how did you reach out to find your manufacturers? Or
that's actually all my business partner. He does all of that.
Okay.
He does I do all the branding and all the marketing and creation of the product as well. But I honestly don't even know how he does it. Okay. That was part of the reason why I brought him in. Yeah, I actually just sent him a message because we need more of the blender balls. And that one, actually, I think we found a company. We try to keep everything in Austin if we can, or in the area. There's some secret to the iChalk to keep it spinning, right? You can't just go buy one of these and it spins. It doesn't work that way. Chalk can get stuck inside of it. Like if you try to copy us, good luck. I just want to put that out there.
If I go get a protein shaker and put some chalk down in it and shake it up.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, that would, you could probably give that a go. I'm saying like that if you go like buy one of these, Bed Bath and Beyond, and because
Gotcha.
we've had people do it and like put chalk in it, it lasts for a day.
Yeah,
So
it's not the
there's
same
definitely
effect.
secrets that, there's definitely a secret sauce that we have created to keep them also with humidity. A lot of gyms are outside, so we want to make sure the humidity doesn't keep it from turning, make sure it doesn't rust and stuff like that. Over time, obviously that happens as a metal tin, but our goal was also to set it up to where gym owners only had to replace these twice a year. So that's what we do at our gym. We replace them every 5 to 6 months. So that also eliminates the need to keep buying. Like, a lot of people are doing the individual chalk socks, like the chalk socks,
Mm-hmm.
and giving them to members. Those are just so messy. Like, this, you just do this, you close it and you put it up. So, it's just, again, not knocking anyone's business, because that's not the type of person that I am. It just makes sense. It is what it is. So.
Well, you believe in your product, so that's
Yeah,
important
yeah,
too. If you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
create something, you want to make
We
sure that you
used
believe in
it
it.
for 4.5 years for a reason, right? Everything that could possibly go wrong, we figured out. So we weren't going to put something out on the market that was not going to reflect a good representation of what we believe in.
So then there was a lot of evolution over that 4 years. I know
Oh
you
my
talked about
gosh,
the.
especially the chalk. Like, it would be too thick or too thin. It would not break up enough. They wouldn't break up in the eye chalk. You can't just put any chalk inside of this. It has to be super purely fine for it to nicely pour out of it, right? There's a lot of factors. The size of the blender ball to get it to spin, the etching and the engraving on it. Like, even the hole, if you look at, let's see this one, there's the hole right here, right? And then right above it is the eye chalk, right? So I put that there so that when it's on the rig, people would know that it's closed. Otherwise, if it's here and you put it on the rig and someone tips it over, it'll actually pour the chalk out. So there's a lot of other like details that I put into it to make sure that it doesn't make a mess. There's a arrow pointing to where the actual hole is, just stuff like that made it more user friendly.
And so these little
And then,
improvements came over time with trial and error over the four
oh yeah,
years. Okay.
yeah. Like putting these to so that everyone, you get these with them. You get 8 animals, and we're doing custom ones.
Okay.
Like,
Describe what we're looking at for people that are just
these are
listening.
spirit animals.
Okay. It's like
So
a circular. Is it a sticker?
it's a disc. I would call it it's a piece like on cardstock,
Okay.
piece of
Okay.
paper. And then, so what you can do is you can stick it inside your eye chalk. So you can pick whichever one you're feeling for the day, whoever. And you put this foam disc, which this took a while to create as well, because that keeps the chalk from actually going up underneath it too. And then you place that on this one. We have some X outs from you place it on, and then you are able to actually see whose is whose, right? Some people color them in, make them their own. That way that you can figure out which one is yours. And then we also have a template that we send to gym owners, and they can put their logo on there too.
Okay, so you could customize whatever you want there.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so I'm trying to describe or think how to describe this for people just listening. So on top of that eye chalk, what do we call it? What do we call the bucket? On top of the eye chalk bucket, the dispenser, there's a clear circle, the top you can see down in.
Like, it's a screen, yeah.
And then, so the circular cardstock has spirit animals or whatever logo. I feel like I'm looking at a Bolt pony, a Hunter McIntyre.
Yeah. Like, there's a unicorn, there's a really pretty butterfly, or there's like
okay. Or you can get
stallion.
Get your logo, and that goes on top of the eye chalk dispenser.
Yeah.
That's probably the right word.
It kind of goes between the plastic screen, the film, which keeps it keeps it closed. It goes between that, and then we send a disc so that it can kind of press together nicely, and keep the chalk from going up around the tops too. So we personally don't use them in our gym because my husband likes to be able to easily see how much chalk is needed to fill up. He'll just do quick scan and see, and then if he needs to refill them, he goes and refills them. So, but everyone's different. We've sent the template to most of the wholesale orders, or small gym, like if they order a small gym pack or medium or large gym pack on the website, I send them, it's just a very simple template that prints out like 10 circles that they can print on cardstock with their logo. We don't have anything super fancy yet for that, but a lot of people like it. So
yeah, and it doesn't have to be super fancy to be effective. You mentioned the website. What is the website?
It's smartchalkhq.com. And on there, there's also small, medium, and large gym packs. And we've kind of designed it depending on how many members you have in your gym. That way people know how many eye chalks they should get with how much chalk. And that should last them for 6 months or so. So we have that kind of knowledge on there too, when that's been based on what we've experienced at our gym and how often we've replaced them, or how many we need for a certain amount of people, on top of how much chalk we envision that they would need for that 6 month period.
And you did mention you guys are sold out right now. So when
so we actually are taking pre-orders, and they're still coming in. We have 2 huge events that have already purchased too. So we have a first wave of units coming in. They're supposed to be in today, but they're delayed, and so they'll be in Monday. And then we have another wave of shipments coming in after that with a lot more of them. So it's a little bit harder to get stuff right now. So and we're just trying to be patient. But yeah, we're taking pre-orders right now, and we'll be hopefully starting fulfilling those orders that have already come in at the middle to end of next week.
So what's the future of Smart Chalk? Where do you see it going? Where do you want it to go?
I mean, I would hope to have it, I guess the end goal would be to replace the chalk bucket. But that's crazy to say though, right? Because it's such everyone uses them, right? But I think that hopefully it'll bring awareness to the fact that it's just not safe and sanitary, right? I mean, we're all focusing on our health so much, as what we're doing. Like, it just seems to work against us. So we are proud to never have had any kind of staph or any infection, anything passed around our gym. So we run a very clean ship, and I think that I feel like a lot of people are like that as well. So hopefully we can assist in offering a product that makes their community and members feel more comfortable. And then also, if they're interested in making some extra income, we can help them out there too. So I mean, the future is definitely big. We have a lot of other ideas, like a cleaning station where everything is in one place with your eye chalk and then your spray bottle and your, everything in one place. So that's an end goal as well. Something really nice that makes, brings the life to the gym rather than like a red, gross chalk bucket. So,
It sounds like you guys are, the product, when I first saw it, I thought it was really cool. It was innovative, especially, like you said, the timing, I feel like, is everything.
It really is. Like, that's a huge blessing. I'm a very spiritual person. I don't know why I was told to wait. I didn't know why I was told to wait for so many years, and now I get it. So it's pretty cool.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming and sharing
I appreciate your
story.
time.
Yeah. Is there anything else at all that you want anybody out there to know?
Reach out to us if you have any questions. I'd love to offer any assistance in helping you figure out the best solution. So
what's the best way to reach out to you other than the website?
Adrian at smartchalkhq.com.
And Adrian is spelled
Adrien.
All right. Awesome. Adrian. Yeah. Well, thank you again for your time. Good luck with the product. Thanks for giving us some insight. And keep us posted on what you guys got going on. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.